What if being too tall could actually ruin your shot at the NBA? He's just 19 and towering at a jaw-dropping 7'9", Olivier Rioux is already rewriting the rules of basketball just by existing. He's a redshirt with a sky-high potential, and let's be real, an absolute spectacle. But can someone this big really make it in today's NBA? At first glance, Olivier Rioux doesn't just walk onto the court, he commands it. Standing an astonishing 7'9" tall, he's a living, breathing giant who seems to bend the laws of basketball physics. Watching him dunk without even leaving the ground, effortlessly swatting shots and dominating drills with surprise agility, you can't help but stare. How does someone this tall move with such control? The buzz around Olivier isn't just local. His highlights have taken over social media, sparking a mix of awe and skepticism. Clips of his towering presence have fans and analysts alike asking the same question. Is he a once-in-a-generation talent or a curiosity doomed to struggle in today's NBA? On Reddit, threads explode with hot takes. Some mock his coordination, others praise his raw potential. NBA stars have chimed in too, with Joel Embiid joking about his audacity and Steph Curry tweeting, "So many questions." Coaches see something deeper beneath the towering frame. Florida Gators coach Todd Golden calls him more than just a 7'9" guy, praising his work ethic and flashes of brilliance on the court. But the tension is clear. While his size is unmatched, the modern game demands speed, versatility, and skill. Olivier is at a crossroads. Can he transform from an imposing giant into a basketball force that thrives, or will the game leave him behind? This is the story of a teen that's too big to ignore. But is he too big to play? Olivier Rioux' story begins in Terrebonne, Quebec, where he stood out early, already 6'1" at the age of 8 and 7 feet tall by 7th grade. Unlike many giants, his height came from genetics, with a tall family and a normal growth until a rapid adolescent surge. This extraordinary size brought constant challenges, from fitting into clothes and spaces to handling endless stares and social isolation. Yet, Olivier embraced his uniqueness and turned to basketball, where his towering presence and surprising coordination caught early attention in U20 international tournaments, setting the stage for a remarkable athletic journey ahead. Recognizing his potential, Olivier made a bold move that few teenagers get to make. He left home to attend IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, one of the most prestigious sports schools in the world. Here, he faced some of the best high school basketball talents, many years older and more experienced. The competition was fierce, and the jumping skill level was enormous. Yet Olivier held his own, dominating the paint, despite still working on his coordination and conditioning. It was a grind, a daily battle to translate his incredible size into actual basketball skills. Then came the viral moments. Clips of Olivier dunking without leaving the ground, blocking shots with arms that seems to stretch forever, and towering over NBA level competition flooded social media. The internet exploded, and suddenly the basketball world was buzzing. The hype wasn't just from fans. NBA stars joined the conversation. Steph Curry, known for his sharp wit, tweeted so many questions, while Joel Embiid, a dominant center himself, joked about Olivier's confidence. He has the nerves, the audacity to talk trash too, but viral fame came with its own weight. The spotlight was bright, the expectations were even brighter. Every highlight was dissected, every misstep magnified. For a teenager still learning the ropes, this was both a blessing and a pressure cooker. Still, Olivier embraced it, seeing the attention as a sign of opportunity rather than a burden. On the international stage, Olivier's talents began to translate into results. In 2023, he helped Canada earn a bronze medal at the U18 American Cup, contributing solidly with 4.5 points and 4.5 rebounds per game. It was a glimpse of what might be possible when his skills caught up to his size. From a towering kid in Quebec to a viral sensation with the NBA stars watching, Olivier's journey was just beginning. The challenges ahead were steep, but the basketball world had already marked one thing as clear. This giant was no ordinary prospect. After years of rising through the ranks and dazzling fans, Olivier Rioux took to the next big step by committing to play college basketball for the Florida Gators. Despite his unconventional size, Standing at almost an imaginable 7 feet 9 inches, he was rated as a 3-star recruit, ranked 305th nationally. Some questioned whether his sheer height would be enough to carry him through the grueling demands of college basketball, but the Gators saw something special, a raw talent worth investing in. The coaching staff decided to redshirt Oliver in his first season, a strategic move to help him develop without burning a year of eligibility. It wasn't a punishment, it was an opportunity. Redshirting would give Olivier the time to work on the skills and conditioning he desperately needed. College basketball wasn't just faster or stronger, it was a whole new level of physical and mental challenge. Olivier was no longer the tallest kid on the court. He was playing against fully grown men who could run, shoot, and move in ways he hadn't faced before. Florida's head coach, Todd Golden, had been vocal about Olivier's potential. "He's more than just a 7'9" guy," Golden said. "He's coachable, and when he gets going, he flashes wild moments of brilliance." That belief in Oliver's work ethic and attitude was crucial, especially given the unique challenge he faced. It wasn't just about adding muscle or improving stamina. It was about learning how to move a body so big with agility and coordination the modern game demands. To that end, Olivier's training took to a whole new level of specialization. He's been working on flexibility drills that sound almost unbelievable. He can now dunk without even jumping, wrapping his leg around his head in stretches that would make most gymnasts jealous. These aren't just party tricks. They're part of a larger effort to improve his mobility and help him stay healthy on court. Behind the scenes, the red shirt year has been about transformation, not just growing into his height, but growing into the player that he needs to be. The college transition is a steep climb, but for Olivier Rioux, it's just the next step towards proving that being too big might be the biggest advantage of all. What exactly sets Olivier apart from the world filled with talented basketball players? At first glance, it's impossible to ignore his sheer size, a staggering 7 feet 9 inches tall, with a wingspan that seems to stretch into another dimension. But what truly makes Olivier special isn't just how tall he is, it's what he does with that height that has scouts, coaches, and fans buzzing. Olivier Rioux dominates the paint with standing dunks and a deadly hook shot. At 7'9" and 305 pounds, he's not just tall, he's built like a tank. Unlike other lengthy giants, his powerful frame lets him bully defenders and control the court with surprising skill and confidence. But size and strength alone don't tell the whole story. Olivier's mental game is equally remarkable. Despite the constant spotlight and intense attention, he wears a bright smile and embraces every bit of it. Instead of getting rattled by the pressure, he seems to thrive on it. It's a mindset that separates the greats from the rest. The ability to stay calm, focused, and confident no matter what's thrown their way. Behind the scenes, Olivier Rioux is becoming more than just a towering figure. His growing basketball IQ, improved footwork, and smart positioning shows a player evolving fast. With heart, intelligence, and a relentless drive, he's proven that true dominance isn't just about size, it's about mindset. And so far, every step suggests that he's aiming sky high. Olivier's journey is far more complex than just his towering 7'9" frame. While his size and power draw awe, real challenges lie ahead. Mobility and conditioning remain major hurdles. Carrying nearly 310 pounds means that his stamina and endurance need serious development to handle the college and pro level play. His offensive game is limited too. Though dominant with standing dunks and hook shots near the rim, he lacks outside shooting and diverse post moves. Today's NBA demands big men who can stretch the floor, defend multiple positions, and run the court, areas where Olivier still has work to do. Health risks also shadow his past. Joint stress, foot problems, and cardiac concerns require strict medical monitoring and focused injury prevention. The NBA's shift towards versatile, agile bigs like Jokic and Embiid makes Olivier's challenge even more great. Look at Taco Fall, another towering player who struggled with mobility and limited skills, leading to brief NBA stints and time in the G League. Olivier risked a similar fate, being seen as a novelty rather than a key player. His future hinges on overcoming these obstacles, building stamina, expanding his skills, and staying healthy. If he does, he could redefine what giants can be in modern basketball. If not, his story might remain a compelling what if in sports history. In the end, the size that make Olivier Rioux so special is also the source of his biggest challenges. Overcoming them won't be easy, but that's what makes his journey so compelling to watch. Social media is buzzing with Olivier Rioux' name, and nowhere is that chatter louder than on Reddit, where fans and skeptics alike dissect every highlight, every move, and every word about the towering teenager. The reactions range from awe-inspired belief to sharp criticism, creating a lively debate about whether he's truly NBA material or just a giant with limited upside. Some skeptics argue that Olivier's massive height has actually held him back when it comes to developing fundamental basketball skills. They point out that for years, he's played against opponents much smaller and less athletic, which didn't force him to learn the nuances of the game or diversity in his skill set. He isn't learning any of the fundamentals playing kids half his height. One Reddit user commented, "He would probably be a better basketball player now if they had pushed him to play with older, tougher competition earlier." Others dismissed him as relying solely on his size, saying things like, "He's so tall that he doesn't need to develop any skills. Stupid OP," mocking the idea that height alone will carry him through. But the believers are just as vocal, if not louder. Fans have marveled at his surprising coordination and muscle gain. "He honestly moves better than some 7-foot centers in the NBA," one user noted, highlighting his progress in agility and strength. The buzz about his ability to dunk without jumping and his massive wingspan fuels hope that he could be a game changer if he continues to develop. There's excitement about the rare combination of size and improving athleticism. Balanced voices in the conversation suggest a middle ground. Maybe the NBA isn't the immediate future, but opportunities in Europe's professional leagues or the NBA's G League could be realistic next steps. Europe's style of play, with less emphasis on speed and more on positioning and size, might suit Olivier's unique profile better at this stage. Plus, the G League offers development platforms where he can redefine his game without the pressure cooker of the NBA spotlight. Florida's strict monitoring offers hope, but Olivier's future depends on proven potential outweighs doubts. Everyone's watching closely. At just age 19, Olivier Rioux finds himself in the very start of a high-stakes journey, a journey that could see him go from college redshirt to NBA draft candidate in just a few years. The timeline ahead is clear but daunting. A redshirt season focused on development, a hope for a breakthrough during his sophomore and junior years, and then, if all goes well, positioning himself as a viable draft prospect by 2026 or 2027. But the question on everyone's mind is whether his unique size and skill set can translate into success at basketball's highest level, or if his story will be another what could have been. On the upside, there's plenty of reason for cautious optimism. If Olivier can continue refining his coordination, building functional strength, and expanding his skills beyond the paint, NBA interest will undoubtedly follow. The league has always had a fascination with towering giants who can dominate the paint, and Rioux' nearly 7'9" frame, combined with his developing athleticism, is a rare sight. With Florida's championship pedigree behind him and a strong support system, he has a platform to grow and showcase his talent. Imagine him becoming a low-post force who can protect the rim, finish with ease, and hold his own in today's pace and space game. That's the dream scenario. However, the downside looms just as large. The modern NBA has evolved into a small ball era where speed, versatility, and shooting range often trump sheer size. Players like Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama have redefined what it means to be a big man by blending skill and agility. Olivier faces the tough task of proving he can keep up with that level of versatility. Injury risk is another serious factor. The wear and tear on joints, feet, and heart for someone his size is significant, and even with the best medical care, longevity is never guaranteed. Comparisons inevitably arise. Zach Edey, at 7'4", dominated college basketball, but still faces questions about his NBA adaptability. Victor Wembanyama, standing 7'3", has already revolutionized the game with his unprecedented combination of height, skill, and mobility. Olivier's style leans more traditionally, focused on low post and paint dominance, but the NBA's changing landscape means he'll need to evolve fast to avoid being sidelined. So what's the verdict? Will Olivier Rioux be the next Yao Ming? A towering presence who changed perceptions and carved out a Hall of Fame career? Or will he become more like Boban Marjanovic, a fan favorite and occasional impact player, but one whose game is limited by size and agility? The answer lies somewhere in the balance of time, health, and development. For now, the basketball world watches, waiting to see if this 7'9" giant can defy the odds or become another fascinating footnote in NBA history. As Olivier Rioux steps into the next chapter of his basketball journey, all eyes will be on how quickly he can earn meaningful minutes once he becomes eligible to play in the upcoming season. After a full year of redshirting and focused development, the real test begins when he finally takes to the court against seasoned college competition. The speed and physicality of live game action will challenge everything that he worked on: his conditioning, agility, and mental toughness. One of the key markers to watch will be how his skill sets expand beyond just a towering presence in the paint. Flexibility and footwork drills will continue to be crucial, especially given his extraordinary height and the demands of modern basketball, which rewards mobility as much as size. Important moments will come during the grueling SEC conference play, where Olivier will face some of the nation's best big men. How he handles these matchups will give a clearer picture of his potential. Beyond that regular season, the NCAA tournament offers a high-stakes platform where breakout performances can elevate his draft stock and change public perception. Off the court, invitations to prestigious off-season events like the NBA Combine, G League tryouts, or even European League showcases will be telling signs of NBA interest and international opportunities. These platforms will expose him to scouts and coaches eager to elevate how well he can adapt and grow. Equally crucial are updates on Olivier's health and medical clearances. At 7'9", managing joint, foot, and cardiac issues is vital. With Florida's medical team closely monitoring him, the upcoming season will test more than just his height. It will also reveal how he adapts and evolves to turn his size into a true advantage. As the tallest player in the NCAA history at just 19, Olivier's journey is filled with awe and skepticism. While fans marvel at his potential, questions remain about whether he can meet the speed, agility, and skill demands of modern basketball. This duality is the essence of Olivier's story, a towering figure who must prove that giants can be more than novelties or curiosities. Can he develop the heart and durability to match his frame? Will he reshape how we see players of extraordinary height, not as liabilities, but as game changers? These questions don't have easy answers, but they fuel the intrigue around him. What's certain is that Olivier's journey is just beginning. The next season will be critical, a proving ground where he transformed potential into reality and hype into impact. Whether he becomes an NBA star or carves out a unique path in professional basketball, his story is one worth following closely. So keep your eyes on Olivier Rioux this season. Watch how he moves, grows, and battles against both opponents and the limits imposed by his own body. Because if he lives up to the immense promise he carries, the NBA might just have to bend the rules again to make room for this giant's legacy. This is more than a tale of height. It's a story of heart, resilience, and the quest to redefine what's possible in the game of basketball.